Yes! Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Farrow. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you guys. It is such a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and the neighborhood is West Hollywood because I have a very surprise guest. Which is exactly my reaction when I opened the door today.
It was.
A, because I haven't seen you, and obviously, since my birthday.
Yeah,
since
March 8th.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, birthday.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't realize you were going to cut your hair, and so literally I was like, like.
Her neighbors think I'm killing her.
Yeah. With
so
happiness.
Yeah, it was so great. It's so great to see her. We're still maintaining our 6 feet. In fact, this is the closest
we've been
that I've sat to her since I came.
Yes, it's true. Now, these are the things that I made while I was happy to do / I made her do, which is that when she came. So, listen, if you're going to say anything negative about us spending time together, F you. But, so I don't know if it's this at all, but I will say that when Wa came over, I took her temperature right away, and she was in 97.1. And then I sprayed her down with an alcoholic spray, which is like, and then I made her go right into my shower, and then I have Hibicleans, which is like a hospital grade.
Where did you get that from?
Amazon. A hospital grade. She's buying it. Cleanser, like the pink cleanser that doctors use for surgery. And then those are the things I made you do. Is there anything else?
I'm just, try to be careful because.
Don't touch your eye. I'm just kidding. That's it. So we've been really, really careful, but we just miss each other so much, and we both felt like we were doing the utmost. We have to live our lives, so we're doing what we can, and yet this also is happening. Lippy audio, no. You guys tell us if you're in the same germ cycle now. Whatever, God bless.
Can you send me the link to this, and then I can put it on?
It's on Vanity Farah.
I don't.
You're not yet.
I don't go there ever. I also have a group on Facebook called Just Call Me Wa.
I don't go there. So
I don't go there.
I do go there, by the way. I do go there.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I don't like this. I support my friends.
It had a moderator, and right now Nadine Sai is doing it. But I just can't focus on two different groups. I can't.
You're not even focusing on my group. So
I like 90 Day Fiance, but I don't like it enough to talk about it a lot, as much as.
All across Facebook, all across the YouTube, you talk about it. You can Instagram about it.
That's true. Okay, so let me just copy this link.
People are saying static audio. Well, that's frustrating. I can do nothing about that though, because it isn't like you're, I don't know what to do about the audio. We took all our devices.
You don't have your camera.
Yeah, but that isn't. People are saying, first of all, I don't use my camera anymore because I felt like there wasn't that big of a difference.
Oh, okay.
But I think that my Wi-Fi signal isn't as good here as it is in LA. I'm sorry, Newport Beach, where I was
That can't be possible. Newport Beach was horrible.
Yeah, but people are saying audio problems. I have your computer's off. It isn't like it's on Wi-Fi. Okay, do you watch this Mother show? No. But Wad does, right?
I watched one episode.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do, is talk about all the couples involved in 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, Season 2, and Happily Ever After, Season who knows.
Season 5, Episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not the one that came on today. We haven't watched the one.
Yeah, we haven't watched tonight's yet. We're going to order Zankou chicken like we usually do and watch that after you guys.
I'm just going to have a normal situation. I haven't had a normal situation in so long. I'm purposely sitting away from you.
I know you are, but I don't want to be so I'm trying to give us both equal opportunities.
I appreciate it.
And I even got her own light, honey.
She keeps trying to touch me with her Corona COVID-19 hands, and I don't want anything to do with it. I literally have been just I have wipes, and I have just been swabbing down different places in her house, her door handles. I also have some alcohol spray that I got from a distillery that I'm just liberally spraying around her house. I'm not saying you're dirty. I'm just saying
I'm dirty.
No, I do this at my job too.
Mm-hmm.
At my job, I spray everything down. I spray myself before I leave. I spray my car when I get in my car.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I spray myself, I mean I spray my whole back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I get in the house, I spray myself. I take off all my clothes and I jump in the shower. So I'm really doing my best to not spread any kind of germs.
Yeah.
So I want you to know that.
Yeah, and I'm glad to know it. Okay, so I have to bring up. I don't remember all the couples. Let's talk. Who do you want to talk about first? The other way or happily ever?
We should talk about happily ever after.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure something out right now. So you take the lead, and I will try to figure out how to get to my community page. There's a way to do it.
She doesn't know, honey.
And I don't know how, but there is a way.
To take this opportunity to be like, we really love and miss you guys. We're hoping that you had a good July 4th.
Should I throw out a couple for you so that you can just get started?
Oh, no, I mean, I did bring it up. I just was talking about, we hope that you guys, wherever you are, that you had a good July 4th. And I stayed at home. I saw no one and walked around and saw like fireworks with a mask on last night. I made something called kusa mishwi, which is an Arabic dish. It's like stuffed little summer squashes. Okay. So the 5 couples that we can talk about are Kalani and Asuelu. Let's talk about them first.
Yeah, let's do that.
Now, yeah, because we just got done watching this last app. But we feel bad for Kalani, the situation that she has found herself in, which is that she has a man who is, for all intents and purposes, slow and dumb.
And an idiot.
And
found the community page.
Oh, good. Incapable of being a parent or a man, an adult, because he's not. Can't make any money, which that part I think would be forgivable because of that he has no discernible skills on which to build, nor does it feel like he's building on anything. I mean, listen, he has a background in hospitality, I guess, from being like an activities director at the resort. Like, I would just guess, yeah, you can get a degree in hospitality and be a manager, like that kind of thing. But right now he's passing out yogurt samples at a yogurt place. He doesn't understand what it's like to treat a woman like a woman in any sort of chivalry way. He refuses to open a door. He refuses to carry bags. I mean, he just expects Kalani to waddle around in back of him with all the kids and all the bags while he's let's all go to Samoa and get measles. Do you want a free yogurt taste?
Yeah, I think it's frustrating because he's very young and he doesn't really know the world outside of his familial structure. And I wouldn't say that he doesn't know how to treat a woman like a woman, because part of me is that might be considered sexist or yeah. But I think that he doesn't honor his wife. I don't feel like he honors her in the way that I would like to be honored if I were someone's wife. He didn't help her take the kids out of the car. He thinks that being a mother of 2 and working is easy, and that his only job is to go out, make a little bit of money, and then play volleyball with his friends. Now, I think it's important.
Video games too.
Video games. I think it's important that he has hobbies and he has alone time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important that he has friends, but I don't think that it's important that his role is something very this and that her role is something very this.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bothering me. It's crazy because his season, he was the lovable one and she was the asshole.
Mm-hmm. And
all of a sudden he's now that huge asshole. And
then, sexist also.
Yeah. And then the same thing with Sinjin. It's Sinjin's last season, which I'm not going to move on to Sinjin, but Sinjin's last season, it was Tanya was this monster. And now this season we're Sinjin, I'll have a drink at 10 a.m. if I want to. No, you will not. So, yeah, I just feel really bad for Kalani. I feel like her parents, first of all, about her parents in that house.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's the house that her parents have. They have 2 houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they figured, why should we continue paying mortgages on both these houses when we can just move in to this house and help her and this idiot with our grandbabies?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they just moved into their own home that they already owned just to help the situation out. And so Lo trying to have that conversation, which I love the fact that they have an apple tree. Girl, who has an apple tree? Isn't that great?
George Washington. Oh no, that was cherries.
You take over.
No.
Your joke failed, so now you have to take over.
Okay, I am drinking wine. That's fine. I've been drinking a little more by myself not by myself, but during this quarantine. That's cool. This is Dow Wineries, the bodyguard. I feel like he is just, unfortunately, like, sexist. He doesn't believe that women can be doctors. He has no idea. That's just like, so in your life, you're like, men are doctors, and your idea of a man is like, do you think you're a man? Because in what world would you ever have the capacity to be a doctor? Like, I'm not saying Kalani can be a doctor, but if I was to guess the doctor out of both of us, it'd be Kalani. I mean, come on. Like, I don't understand this, like, kind of like chauvinistic. I mean, I don't understand chauvinism at all, but like, or sexism at all, but like, for you to be like, oh, men are usually the doctors, like, you don't even have a job. What example of a man are you, and what in your mind are like, do you think that you're a man then? Like, it doesn't follow. Like, if men are the ones that are smarter and the ones that can be doctors, and you look down, you see a penis between your legs, so you understand that you're a man, do you think that you're capable? You can't do anything. So yeah, I think that you're right. I think that the parents are the one that are like, that's why they have that house. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Oh my God, well, I love it. Chris, you look good. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
I appreciate that.
If you want to see what happened, you got to watch my Instagram stories. So yeah, I just really, even the conversation where he's having with his Samoan homeboys about like wanting to go home, they're making points that to me aren't even being addressed between him and Kalani.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you have to teach them the language. They have to know about their culture. And I'm like, they have a dad and a grandfather who is this thing. If those children come out not knowing more about Samoa than Kalani and her sister, then someone failed. And that person is Asuelu. He doesn't even need to speak English to them. Ever. So they could easily pick up the language.
Yeah.
And so his way of trying to force this, cultural, not force it, but to make this cultural shift happen in a way that isn't very uncomfortable is to take his children to a country that is having a measles outbreak. And it's like he needs to take them right now, as opposed to waiting a year. And it could be because his sister is making him feel bad for not giving money, which I think, listen, it happens. And as an island boy, he should understand where his sister's coming from. But I think he really does understand on the other half that he doesn't make that much, and to start sending his sister and their family money when he's not bringing in the money or raking in the dough, it's irresponsible, especially with 2 kids. So,
hi, Pedro.
How do you have that conversation with someone who doesn't get that? And the thing is, though, I'm not talking about Pedro. I disagree with you on that, because Pedro doesn't have children. And like Pedro also, it seemed like Pedro had a full-time job, whatever he was doing. And yeah, Asuelu, though, just to me, but I mean, he has the opportunity to redeem himself. It could just be he's getting a really bad edit. But I do feel Kalani, and I do feel that he's just missing the mark at every turn, especially like date night. I mean, listen, I thought date night was fun. I want to throw hatchets. I really do. But like, she had to adjust her feelings in order to make his meager attempt work.
I'm just going to also say that, like, and Brenda said this here, which is he's just bored and wants a vacation. Like, he's feeling lonely in some type of way. And so he's pretending that because of that, it's to bring the kids for the culture. Now, here's 100% true. Those kids are not kids, they're babies. They're both of them babies. They're like, can't even fucking walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are going to waste all this money that you don't have to bring them to Samoa for something they're not going to even remember. Like, not even close to remember. Those kids are too young to go to Disneyland. I mean, especially right now, God bless. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to remember. It's just a waste. It's a wash. It's a waste. And it's because he's bored. I guess, like, the volleyball season is over, honey. He's been playing the same video game now, and it's old. Oh, thank you so much for this super chat. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's so sweet. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. It's so sweet. I mean, if you say
yeah, so we really need him to just go by himself.
Or not go.
But also, if he really wants to go, because I get being homesick.
Okay.
go by yourself.
Yeah.
And then try to explain the money situation to your family, how you can't give money, because the sister was really laying it on thick, talking about such and such gives me money, but you haven't. So
literally everyone else in the whole world does but you. And
Yeah.
he's like, I make no money. But then Wa brought up a very good point, which is because I was like, what money is he making from the yogurt stand? And Wa's like, Cameo. You know that these people are making bazillions of dollars on Cameo. So he could give her some of that Cameo money. But
Yeah. I heard from a cast member that they pull in like $5,000 a month on Cameo alone. And
I whispered, can you believe that?
Yeah. And so like Asuelu is a character that people would love. Let me just go ahead and talk. Let me look to see
what
how
people
much that
I mean,
cameo
listen,
is.
people I guess will do anything, but like I could list you like 5 characters I'd want a fucking cameo from before Asuelu. Like he can't even string 2 words together. And I'm not even saying that because he doesn't speak English. I mean, he literally, like, even in Samoan, I feel like he can't string a sentence together. You know what I'm saying? He's just dumb. But yeah, so and you know that's what's happening with them, and I feel bad for Kalani all the time. And wasn't she ahead of the curve trying to wipe down everything with the alcoholic wipes, honey? She was like getting that COVID life before the COVID happened. And that little kid, Kennedy kid, cute. Let me just say that that's a sweet little babe. And then also one more thing is like, did you guys think that he was gonna order avocado toast? He's so hungry, like, and Kalani doesn't order anything, and then it looks like they're at a hotel bar, like they're not even like sitting at a table. It's like a normal's table. They're like sitting at a lounge. He orders mocha and avocado toast. And then he's like, American coffee is a dessert because you ordered mocha. You could easily order a cup of Joe, honey, and it's going to be bitter and normal coffee. And also avocado toast. I mean, listen, what do you think? You're like at brunch in West Hollywood? You think you're going to get like a green juice and then a mimosa too? No. How much is he on Cameo?
$60.
For one?
For one. So if Asuelu got 10 a week.
He doesn't deserve that. What?
He could get $600 a week. And whatever 6 times 4 is
10. No. 24.
2,400.
I did addition instead. You saw what happened.
Yeah, and I was like
2010?
Yeah.
Remember that year?
Yeah. This haircut remembers that year.
Aww.
So yeah, he could get like easily just 2,400 alone in cameos.
Yeah. Someone said, what's Cameo? Oh my God. Cameo is a site you can go and pay D-list celebrities to like give you personalized messages. Okay, so let's move on. So we just, so what a horrible life that Kalani.
He has 166 reviews and they're all 5-star. So.
Okay, Colty and Larissa. Okay, so first of all, in this last episode, like Colt's like music they gave him was like hip hop music. It was like, and I just really hated it. So Colty, if you know, is dating another Brazilian person. This one is different looking than Larissa, but has his like, nerdy glass fetish happening for her. So she's happy. I don't know what her name is.
And she looks great with her glasses. Her name is Jess.
Yeah, and without the glasses, but with the glasses,
Larissa's cameos are $100.
She deserves it. So Larissa has just been hanging with her girls, honey, and she's been trying to get like all of the treatments in, even though like she has no money. She has to ask her dad for $5,000, and that dad just has it laying around. He just gives it to her. Colty is like hitting up Jess, like he wants to take things really fast when it comes to banging, but wants to take things slow when it comes to relationships. Such a man, like I love the idea of like, let's hurry up and like have sex, like, but like, let's not get in a relationship right away.
That's what you read from that?
Maybe that's a personal thing. So anyway, so then there's a thing that happens where Jess like wants to go out and like drink with her friends, and like Colty's like, let's go back to the hotel and hang out. And then so she's like, ugh, so she does. And then the next morning he's like, I'm really happy you did that because it shows me that you care. And it's like, well then conversely, you not just saying yes and going out with their friends shows her that you don't care. It was like a narcissistic answer to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you acquiescing to me means to me that you care. Like, yeah, then you being stubborn about something dumb means you don't care.
Yeah, First of all, him lying to Debbie about where he's going and him just taking a trip off to Chicago for no reason is just weird. And then him getting there, and I understand Colt's point of view. He came there to visit with her. She set up something where they were going to go to a party, and he's like, I don't want to go to a party that's not really my thing. And she's disappointed because she's like 22, 23, which is what happens when you, as a grown 30-year-old somebody, marry or tries to date somebody 10 years younger than you.
But he needs someone I think he needs someone that's like...
He needs somebody he can manipulate, which is what he tries to do to Jess, which is try to make her feel guilty for wanting to hang out with her friends. But if that were me and I were to come somewhere to visit my significant other that I'm trying to get to know, and then they were to plan something that I'm not into, as me being in my ripe old age, I think I might just be like, you go ahead and go. I'm going to stay at the hotel. Because I'm unable to control my facial expressions or any kind of muscular whatever in my face. And if I go to this fucking party and it's boring as fuck, everybody's going to know that I'm bored. And I won't be able to hide it. So in order to stop, but I also like to be by myself. So if I'm going to go anywhere and visit anyone, I'm going to require at least 3 hours a day of alone time. That is just who I am. I require it. I cannot be with somebody 24/7. Like, even if we're not, maybe not alone, but if we can be in the same room with no talking, that would be awesome too. So
you mastered that.
Yeah. So like I can complete, like there will be like times where I'm like, Chris, if you don't want to talk to me for an hour, like,
oh great, I'll take a nap. I take many naps.
Yeah.
You know.
And like we don't talk, and then we're just like, hey, we're back. Hi.
Nice to see you again.
You were over there. I was right here.
I know.
So I could have done that. And so him trying to make her feel guilty for not being a good person in a relationship was annoying. And I think that whole water taxi, did you watch the water taxi thing where she's like, you must go on a water taxi?
You know what? I swear to God, I missed a whole episode somehow because
you did?
That. Yeah, I must have.
Okay, yeah. So they went on the water taxi and he tells her about Larissa, and he's like, so I just didn't want to tell you this, but my ex-wife was arrested 3 times for domestic violence. And then I was pissed at him because I was like, you Karen'd the shit out of him, or Kevin'd the shit out of him, out of Larissa. Called the police on her when you didn't fucking need to. She wasn't brandishing a weapon. She didn't threaten your life. You called the police because she, quote unquote, wouldn't calm down. The fuck does that mean?
I have no idea what that means.
So I don't like Colt. And anyways, neither does her friend.
Yeah, and her dad or whatever. Like, it was like, so Jess's whole thing is like, her dad might not like Colty. And it was like, they didn't say this, but it made me feel like they're on like her family either because they're Brazilian or they know some inside-ish or whatever. They just like all believe in Larissa, like are all like, yeah, Larissa lucky, did her dirty, and we don't want that to happen again. Can we talk about this Egyptian date that Larissa had?
He was Egyptian?
Yes, he said that.
Oh, he did say that. He said he was half
Egyptian,
white and half Egyptian or something, right?
Yeah,
and he said it in a weird way.
And then she's like, oh, I love Egypt. And he's like, have you been there? And she's like, no.
She's like, I mean, he's like, yeah, I bought you a gift because my mama raised me right. And it's like a bottle of wine or something and like a joke about how either you're going to have to open it up at the end of the date, regardless if it's a good date or it's a bad date.
Yeah.
So it's just like weird. And then he's like,
I like a gift. I mean, when I say it's weird, I mean, the note's weird. If it, like, I like a gift.
Yeah, you would. Just a statement. She would.
Ooh, okay, I see it here. Huh? You would.
And what flowers? Yeah, but a like bottle of wine. Why would a guy bring tell me about what's happening in your brain, your fantasy mind right now.
Oh, how lovely it is to have like a man show up with a gift and be like, I understand that as a woman, especially the way that she's presented herself, she obviously put care into her appearance to show up on this date, you know, like it's just like a gesture of like, just a nice, classy gesture.
Chris is such an old-fashioned sexist that I sometimes have such a hard... Yeah.
Fascist sexist?
No, I didn't mean to. Old-fashioned sexist is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like sometimes you think that women are better than men.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I do.
Okay.
We make life within us. We make life within us.
But it's involuntary.
And then we raise the kids.
No,
most of the time.
Okay, great.
Most of the time. And I'm telling you this as someone who, if you're my subscriber, you know that my dad raised me. Okay. So most of the time, women are raising the kids more than men. However, times change, and this is not for everyone. I'm someone who was raised by a man. I get it. But I think women are...
You think maybe that has something to do with the fact that the reason why you expect so much from men, in my opinion, is because you were raised by a man, so you're used to men just giving you things?
Perhaps.
Okay. It's starting to all make sense now.
Perhaps.
And it could speak to my, like, not self-esteem, but where I have my self-worth a little bit, to where maybe you have a higher sense of, like, self. Because I don't feel like anyone should just, like, I feel like a first date is neutral ground. Because we're not in that courting sort of world anymore. And we're both equal. And so, like, now am I going to date the man who wants to go Dutch? No. But if you want to go Dutch, I mean, you made a choice. That's a strong, bold choice. But there's still, like, I'm like, paying for it is what it is. But like, just, I had a roommate once, going off topic, who told me, she was Southern, and she said that her mother told her that all a man deserves is like a smile and a pretty outfit for a date. Like, that was it.
I love that. And
I thought about that, and I was like, but then he's gonna feel like he can control shit. Like, I don't ever want a man to feel like he can control me. And so if I'm only bringing looks to the table, then, like, I feel like he could have more control over me. But anyways, let's go back to the date. Sorry.
I want to say this. I want to. Okay. Do I love what that Southern mom said? Of course I do. First of all, I love Southern people, and not all of them, not all because of everything, but there's parts of Southern culture that I do love. Not the racism, not the history. Okay. No, okay. But there's a lot of great, like, Southern people have the best fucking sayings in the whole world. Like, the way they, like, phrase things are just so, like, Southern people just have, like, in the good parts of the Southern culture, like a genteelness and a pageantry that I really appreciate. Okay. First of all, I 100% don't just, like, smile at guys on dates and look pretty. Like, I really, at my best, try and be present and listen and speak, and encourage, if I like them, use my energy to encourage, like, a thoughtful conversation that is somewhat insightful, and I try to be vulnerable. And my idea of what I want to give to a relationship, and ultimately a partnership that, like, we create a family and a home together, is like being like a little bit of a domestic artist and goddess. Like, I want to create a home full of beautiful things and keep it, lovely, and care for my children and cook and throw, like, beautiful parties for our families and friends. And, like, those are the parts of, like, being a domestic artist that can be considered very traditional, that I personally enjoy and want to bring to a relationship. And so and maybe because I have always been somewhat obsessed and even excited, if not, like, a little bit of what turns me on is the art of being a female. It's probably why I love things like hair and makeup. Probably why I do a drag character as a bio queen, because the drag to me, and it's definitely changed, and especially in the current landscape of drag. But when I think of, like, drag and camp theater, it's like a social parody and of what's happening, as well as, like, a gender parody, is coupled with the art of being female. And to me, that's what's always been really exciting to me. I think, I hold femininity to a high regards. I don't think you have to be born a female to, like, to enjoy this, but I do enjoy being feminine.
That is beautiful. I now have like such a better understanding of where you're coming from. Because this entire time I was just like, she literally just is like,
oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah. Like,
oh,
no,
good.
this is very clear now.
Oh, great.
Okay. So I understand.
Okay.
Great.
Now we'll go back to this date. So Larissa shows up, looks great, but like, no, Larissa is not elegant, you know, like in a lot of ways. So like she doesn't, I'm not saying that she has to know what caviar tastes like, but like everything is a little awkward and she's never like had a nice, beautiful dinner. And she's been, you know, she's had the culty thing happen where she's been arrested 3 times, you know, and so like, you know, she feels out of place and there's no chem. And, you know, she probably didn't feel physical chem. I don't know if it was the fact that this guy was like smaller than her in every situation, you know, but I don't think that a smaller guy is bad. I think that smaller men, if they're like, have that protective vibe, can still be incredibly hot, like Joe Gorga or whatever. Like it would help if he had like big arms for me personally or whatever. Like I don't mind being taller than a guy, but like he has to have big arms and feel like, you know, I said this before, like if we were in a dark alley, he wouldn't like hide behind me. 100%. So anyway, so the date doesn't go well. She ends with going back to her friends to get like some sort of like radio frequency workout situation.
I mean, listen, that date was so bad. What do you like in a man? I want him to be tally and citizenship. Okay, Larissa. And she's like, don't judge me, but I was arrested 3 times for domestic violence.
Violence.
And it's just like, Jesus, you didn't have to tell this man any of those things. So she's feeling She's feeling a little depressed afterwards because he hasn't contacted her and there was no chemistry. There was no chemistry.
Yeah.
And so she goes to meet her friend Hannah, who was one of the people by the pool.
That's a good friend for Larissa to have, by the way. Someone who's like a nurse practitioner in a like, you know, a body spa office. Like, that was a good friend for you to get.
Yeah. Yeah. So Hannah was the one who hooked her up, right? They did the pole dancing class together. And then Hannah was also by the pool with the friend Heather, who had the like eyelashes that were just aggressive. And so she goes to get like some kind of something on her belly to work out her stomach muscles so she doesn't have to. And Larissa has an orgasm on the table in front of us, and it's real interesting.
Oh, I feel it inside. And I was like, what? Come again? I mean, you know, she's like, ooh, oh, I like the pain. I like the pain. You know, like, it's like real sexual. I mean, like, I was like, she knows what she's doing. I feel like she knows what she's doing, right?
Yeah. And then she admits that she wants to bury Colt and kill him.
I want to kill him. Oh, I can't say that on camera. I have 3 domestic assaulty problems with him.
But that she also wants to talk to Jess, to tell Jess about, you know, Colt and his misbehavior, to warn her. And Hannah goes, you know, are you jealous? And she's like, I'm 0 billion % jealous of Colt and Jess.
Yeah.
So that's where we end on them.
Okay, let's move on to Tanya and Sinjin, honey. So we've been knowing that Sinjin had some plans to be a bartender for like a second, because it's like, you know, what he was doing when he met Tanya, and, you know, Tanya has been going through it, honey. Yeah. Tanya has been going through it, literally. And going through it, I mean, like, from a car accident. Tanya also, by the way, like, low-key, like, lost a bunch of weight between the 2 seasons. Not, you know, just, I noticed how she was like, she's so tiny. Yeah, I'm, like, thinking about what I'm going to say. She's so tiny. I was just like, it's hard for me to, like, tell when tiny people have lost weight. Does that make sense? You know, but like, so I was like, oh, she has. And I was like, I had to like say it out loud and like ask a question, like to Wall, like, oh, wait, is this what happened? And Wall like confirmed it. So Aquafina, it's my detest water, but God bless. I like that you like it. I don't know. I hate it. Okay. So I'm so sorry. Is this rude? Yes. Okay. Moving on. So Sinjin like goes to like, I'll get my water. Don't fucking get your nasty COVID water by me. Okay. So Sinjin goes to a bartending interview, honey. And, you know, he's like, I was in this bar, and it was in that bar, and this one was like high end. And he's like, cool. So like, can you make a cocktail? And Sinjin's like, no.
Can you pour a Guinness? I've seen it done.
How hot can it be? I can't do that accent, honey. So soft. It's like
too soon.
One drop at a time. Just like
keep it right there.
Boop, boop.
And then you gotta slowly bring it.
Oh,
Sarah!
I'm so excited to catch you guys live. You've been getting me through quarantine. Thank you, Sarah. That's so sweet. Personally, I'm sorry on my end that I haven't released a video in so long.
She doesn't care.
I do care. Why would I say that?
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Sarah, I love you, and I want you to know I really, really appreciate that super chat. I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading, but I will more. And I hope you have friends that support you and love you.
Yeah, it's the shtick, you know.
If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, can we sing our song?
Yeah, your song. You made it up.
I know, but you want to sing with me? Mm-hmm. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up.
I thought you were doing it.
I know. Okay, thumbs it up.
Thumbs it up.
Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. What if people thought that their computer had broken? It's like, oh no, the stream's done.
Oh, is that what's happening? I should have been like this.
We're still here. Are you? Okay, so anyway, St. John, this fucking, for the Horse and the Hound, this UK-ish pub, which by the way I want to go to so bad. I love the idea of that. I don't drink beer and I will still go. Give me a framboise if they have it. Do they have a framboise, do you think? Maybe the ones that we like, the Lindermans? Okay, so the guy's like, no, you don't know how to pour a Guinness and you don't have to make a cocktail, so well, don't call us, we'll call you, straight up.
And it's also crazy because St. John was in the perfect scenario. He's not even staring at a man who doesn't understand his plight. He's staring at a straight up Irishman who still has his Irish lilt. Yeah. And so all he had to do was just be quiet and be chill. But he started talking about how his wife was having all these issues and how he was a minor in South Africa and how he couldn't do it. He just started talking so much. The guy was just like, well, you talk too much and you can't pour Guinness. So you can't
or a cocktail.
Here. Yeah. So you can't work here. But then he ends up hanging out afterwards and having a bunch of drinks, knowing that he has to go home and film another scene with Tanya to figure out what happened at her doctor's appointment that Chris could not watch because it showed a foot and they were talking about the injury. She literally was like that. And I was like, it's not even any blood. Basically, Tanya ends up finding out that her whole life is going to be changed and she just won't be able to work for the next 12 weeks.
I don't get the part. Okay, tell me this. So then the doctor at that point was like, oh, and by the way, I'll get arthritis. You're just going to get it?
Yeah, arthritis is probably going to set in a couple of years.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, it's going to set in anyway, but because she has that thing in her foot.
What?
I one day want to get a bunion surgery. Not that I have bad bunions, but they do put a thing in your foot.
What kind of thing?
Like a steel rod.
So you're gonna get arthritis, and you're gonna get arthritis because of this bunion surgery?
No, but I'm saying, is it still rod that bothers you that's in the foot, or is it just the foot in general? Because you love your feet.
I love my feet. Yes, I love my feet, and I hate everyone else's feet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, baby's feet. I like baby's feet.
Oh, baby feet are so cute.
Yeah, baby's feet are cute.
Oh my god.
I like my feet and baby's feet, and then everyone else's feet I don't want to ever see.
Okay, that's what's going on. So Tanya is sitting on the couch, and St. John comes in slosh-bagoshed, MC hammered, if you will.
By the way, can you imagine me getting drunk at the place you want to get a job at?
Yeah.
I mean, even if he knew that they weren't going to hire him right away, what a fucking shit show. Just in case they need a bartender down the road, just to be like, this is over. I'm just going to get drunk at your bar. Maybe he thought that he was going to give them money, and that was a way of to patron it, and then I don't know what it was.
I mean, he didn't need to sit there and get drunk, is what he needed.
He also said he only had 2 beers and a shot,
and that was a lie. That man isn't as a drinker. Him and Tanya are drinkers. There is no way that he got that disgusting after 2 beers and a shot. He couldn't even talk to her. He was getting belligerent because she's like, yeah, the doctor said I'm going to get arthritis, and he blew up.
No, baby. What?
You're not going to get it for another 20 years. As though I don't know what he thought or thinks arthritis is, but like it isn't what his reaction dictated. Like
she like can't even have it. She's like, I wanted you to be like so goes, which by the way I get. I think that it's unattractive to see people wasted or drunk.
Oh, I agree, but like I don't drink, so it's hard for me to
Yeah. Every time I'm drunk, I try and act sober, and I know I'm not being or acting sober, and that makes me super upset because I can only imagine how messy and trashy I look. And
I wouldn't say that you're messy and trashy. It's more so, it's not that at all. It's more so that like your reactions are even bigger. It's just you don't look messy, you just look a heightened version of yourself.
Oh, okay. And I'm already heightened, so it's a lot.
It's a lot, but that's not sloppy.
Okay, good. But like, drunk men are so unattractive to me. I mean, I'm saying as someone who's like attracted to men. Like, there's something about it. Like, you can't control yourself. You're just like you're not aware. It's like a lack of awareness, lack of control, and just like security. I think there's something about, this is obviously very traditional, going back to what I believe, but like there's something so attractive for me to be secure or feel secure with a man. Like he's got me or he can protect me. Again, it goes back to the dark alley thing or whatever.
And her dad.
Yeah.
What? Your dad can protect you.
Don't talk to my dad. So anyway, the same thing, like when a man is like drunk in my presence, it's like, you can't even fucking take care of yourself, honey. You're going to be taken for all your worth. You can't even get behind a car. If we needed someone to drive right now, it's not going to be you. Having said that, look, there's times in which a guy can be drunk, like special occasions.
I hate seeing my dad drunk. I hate it.
Oh yeah, it's the worst.
I hate it.
No.
I'm always like, well, Sonny, go take care of your dad. I'm not dealing with it. I get very agitated.
Yeah. They should know better. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yeah, this is again the thing where it's like, oh, Tanya looks good, Cinnamon looks bad. It's like such a little twisty
change, yeah.
Let's move. Anything else about these people you care about? Mm-mm. Andre and Elizabeth.
Talk about a man.
Will you talk about this for a second while I order us?
Zanku?
Yeah.
Okay, so first we have last episode where Andre is telling, Libby is picking out her wedding dress and her sister Becky is making it all about her. Like, here's the deal. If we all recall season 1 with Andre and Libby, they got married in the US and her whole family was there. They were able to be a part of it. And the way that Libby and her family are behaving when it comes to having this Moldovan wedding is that they never participated in the first one. And I don't know if it's because the first one was kind of slapdash. Andre says that he paid for it, not Mr. Chuck. And so it just feels like they're overreacting. And then there's this wonderful, like, Real Housewives of, like, Daytona Beach, where they're all around a pool with their titties out feeding their babies. And I thought, like, wow, they are strong women. They all had on bathing suits, makeup, jewelry, a baby, and a titty out. And it was great. And so they're talking about Moldova being ignorant. I honestly feel that this family is trying to get a spinoff. They're that crazy.
You are so right. You're right.
I feel like they are trying to get their own show. The same way I feel like Angela Deem is trying to get her own show. I also, and the Silva twins are coming out with their own show.
Darcy and Stacey.
Yeah. Don't even think that Darcy and Stacey didn't do their best to get their own show. And am I going to watch it? Yes. Am I going to review it? Probably not. But like, it's like they have an opportunity. Pedro and Chantel did it. So why can't someone else, other people? Pedro and Chantel was actually good because her family was so crazy. And that is the key. You got to show your crazy family. Anyways, so Becky's feeling some kind of way because she's not going to be able to see her sister walk down the aisle for the second time with the same man in a different country. And then they go get a wedding dress, and her mother acts like her wanting to be modest for the Moldovan Catholic Orthodox wedding is just so unfounded because Libby wasn't raised that Christian or that kind of sect. And I just think to myself, when the Christians start to argue about whether or not the dress is too conservative, therefore outside of her or their American sensibilities, now I know we're just being nitpicky. They're all white people Okay? They are all of the same religion, and yet there's problems? I don't understand.
Can I ask you a question? Do you want 2 of those ground beef or one?
Yes. And so I don't understand like what the issue is. Besides Andre being kind of a bully, but don't you just love that about him? I mean, there's something so masculine about Andre, and if he had a job, he would be magic. And I love the fact that he's a stay-at-home dad, and I love that he loves that he's a stay-at-home dad. I like that because it feels like he might be against that, but he's with it. So they're on the phone talking to his family, telling them the good news that they're coming to Moldova. And the mother's like, great, we're going to get this party started. Like, we're going to start looking for venues. When do you want to have this? He said November 9th, which to me, I mean, I know they're in Florida, so I really can't gauge, but it doesn't feel like it's a month away. I could be wrong. I mean, they're in Florida. I can't gauge the weather. So they have the little baby on, Eleanor, she's so cute. She looks just like Andre. They have the same shaped head. And Andre is telling his parents, that they're going to stay with them. They're going to be there for 3 weeks. And Libby is upset about this because she feels that they should stay under the same roof as her family because she wants Andre to bond with her family.
Yeah. Also, I guess, translate things. But that is the craziest part because I'm like, he is with your horrible family 24/7 that he hates, that hate him. And he never gets to see his family, and he's, going to Moldova for the first time ever since fucking having to deal with you. And he gets to, hang out with his family for a little bit. And guess what? His daughter, your all's daughter, gets to hang out with your grandparents for a second.
Yeah, it really doesn't make any sense. Like, if they want to stay nearby, that makes sense. They could just get Andre's family to look for an Airbnb or a place to rent or something nearby, but there's no reason for Andre to have to stay with the American family
that he
hates him, that he sees every day, he has access to. Then why wouldn't he stay with his family in their house for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And Libby's like, no, I'm not prepared to do that. Why? If the shoe were on the other foot, it would be ridiculous if Andre wanted to get an Airbnb or a hotel and you couldn't stay in the same house with your parents. I mean, that's why it feels fake to me. That's why it feels like they're just trying to get their own spinoff because what she's saying doesn't make any sense.
Yes. Yeah. And then then she tries on this dress, by the way. You know the rule of like trying on dresses on a show, which is like 1, 2, third times the charm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're never going to be like, oh, it's a second dress. We're going to try on 4 dresses. It's like rule of 3, wedding dress style. And then of course her like annoying ass sisters make it all about them. And then she's like, when you marry someone from across the seas, you have to sacrifice, and he sacrificed, so I can do this for him or whatever. And also, did you absolutely hate her dress with that schmuck?
Oh, I hated it. It was like some weird Anastasia shit that wasn't even cute.
Yeah.
It was the wrong, what she needs to do is go there and just get a V. Get a triangle and then put the triangle there. And I think it's so crazy that her mother and her sister is like, why can't your arms and your titties be out? We want that for you. She's already had her fucking wedding in Florida already. She's already done everything the way that they want. And now she needs to do the things the way that his family is expecting it to be.
Mm-hmm.
She's American. She shouldn't have to do that. Shut up. And then the sister Becky is trying to talk about how much she doesn't like Andre. And so you know what she says? Andre is at the bottom of my shit list, which means that he's not really on the shit list at all. Like,
top of your shit list? Yeah.
Bad. Bottom of your shit list?
Kind of good deal with you. Yeah. Well, you're on the bottom of my shit list.
Aww.
See, it's nice thing to say. It means she's like barely on it.
Yeah.
She's only on it when she says mean things to me online. Or when she says awkward things and whispers them to you, like as if I'm not here.
It's our shtick.
Mm-hmm. Sosies. She tries on the dress. It's just a fur thing with the dress. I hate it so much. It should be like some other thing or some lace situation, like maybe like from the same thing. But like, yeah, it's horrible. But I will say this: I have low key, when she said this, I was like, oh my god, it's me. I have sort of always dreamed about a winter wedding, and I do like the idea of long sleeves. So I was like, oh no, am I basic? Am I like a basic Libby? I don't want to be a basic Libby. A basic Libby.
No, I don't think about weddings.
They've just been like, no.
Yeah, no.
She moved one spot up my shit list.
Yeah, but I love a long sleeve. I think it's a good. I thought it was really pretty.
Yeah, the dress itself was pretty.
And so, anyways, that was that. Her family made it all about them, and
sisters specifically were like,
yeah,
we can't be there, so don't do it.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
We could be there. We just don't want to go. We don't want to go because out of pretty much the fact that he said we had to do it in a month. And so we're just going to be like, no. Of course we could go. Yeah, of course we could. But we don't want to. We're trying to make a stand. And we're upset.
Yeah.
I mean, so anything else about these people we don't care about? Great. Great. So we're moving on to Karini and Paul.
You guys. Paul is what 90 Day Fiance should be about at all times. I laughed out loud 3 different times during his segment.
What were your favorite parts?
When he was trying to play like Jenga with the bags to get them on that cart.
Yeah, when he like tried to put that hard blue plastic thing not on the bottom the first time. That was the first fall. Was like when he was like trying to. I mean, they were so obviously gonna fall. Like his mom was just like, his mom has to see a billion things. She hates him so much. That mom hates him. Just to be like, that's gonna. I'll let him fall, I guess, and fail and learn his way. But I just keep seeing it over and over again. At some point, it gets a little tedious.
Who, 90 Day Alice?
Yeah. Yeah,
and then Karini just like not even just like. She is just so used to Paul's antics that she doesn't even like. She's just paying attention to her baby, and that is it. She has one child, and his name is Pierre, not Paul.
It's a little confusing though because they both have a P name.
I think Pierre is Paul and like Pierre. Is Pierre Paul? You
know
about French things. Oh, I don't know. That's what I was asking you. Great. Now we know. You don't have to look it up. We know. You gave us the answer.
Okay, I went away from my screen of their names. Okay, great.
So anyways, yeah, Pierre, Paul, and 90 Day Alice and Karini are in the airport, and Paul's trying to get the bags from one area to the other, being from the airport into the car that's literally on the curb. And so they get into the car, and Paul has a freak out because Karini wants to soothe Pierre, who just got off of a long-ass flight and is now being strapped in again. So Pierre's a little fussy.
Hungry probably. He needs comfort.
And it's like wanting to be soothing. And so his mother tries to soothe him, and Paul can't handle it because they're breaking the law.
They're breaking. You can't drive with. Listen, I mean, I get where he's coming from, but it just he
didn't say that to her in Brazil when they were getting in the van to go to the airport.
Well, it's not illegal in Brazil.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, his mind is so like analytical, I guess, and he's like mildly autistic. I mean, I think like everyone on the show, there's like parts I'm just like Asuelo, him, like what's God bless. There's just things happening across the board.
Anxious. Like I just think that he's like super, super anxious because it doesn't matter if it's a law one place or it's the law. It's dangerous not dangerous necessarily, but it's dangerous either way, right? And Alice grew up in a time when people didn't even need to wear seatbelts. I'm pretty sure that she probably didn't when we were younger, you didn't need to be in a car seat. Did you know that?
What?
When we were younger, when we were like babies, children didn't need to be in a car seat. You could hold the baby.
No, I didn't know that.
You seem really affected by this.
I'm have to like ask my mom or my dad. What are you saying? There were car seats, just I didn't have to be in one?
Because some of them were too big for like infants. So like when people brought their kids home, they didn't have to be in a car seat. It was like you could carry it. You could like that's a lot of times why women didn't bring babies out of the house when they were like 3 months old until they were a certain age so that they could fit in it.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Like car seats are not like they didn't start at the beginning of cars. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't always a thing.
Yeah, I knew it was always a thing, but since I don't remember obviously sitting in a fucking.
No, I know that, but you act like you were just like, what? I was in danger? I could have died? No, Chris, you're here right now and it's fine.
I'm good.
But anyways, so he act like they were like doing the most. Anyways, so they get to the hotel. He jumps out of the car when they're literally right there at the hotel.
Yeah, he like gets out of the car while they're like in the medium island part, in the island of the roads, and his mom is his mom I think we've like never seen her be as, and correct me if I'm wrong, as over him as she is. Like
you're an idiot, Paul. You're an idiot.
mean,
This is why you can't come live with me. Because you get on my nerves.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is the woman who wanted a piece of his hair?
Yeah.
Is this the same person?
Yes, right. I forgot that even happened.
Yeah.
She's been watching him on the show and she's been like, I'm fucking embarrassed. I raised this
Remember when she came to Brazil, even then too, and she was looking like a wet cat and she was so sweaty and she was like, Paul, you gotta get your shit together. You got this whole baby here. That's why she's like running to Karini and it's like, is everything okay? Is Paul being okay? Because she like feels, she low-key feels bad that like Karini didn't know.
That she raised this thing that Karina has to be with now.
Yeah.
She feel guilt.
Yeah.
Mom guilt.
Yeah. Just like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I tried. I think I babied him. Or I think I gave him too much. Or I don't know.
Yeah, and
I drank a little bit during the pregnancy. I wasn't going to tell anyone that, but it's obvious.
And Karini has no reaction. And only afterwards, she's like, Paul, why are you stressing? Why do you have drama? Why are you being a drama king? Why are you arguing with your mom?
Yeah. You like the drama. You like drama, huh? I thought it was just with me, but no, it's not. Yeah, you like it.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. So like get to the hotel, honey, and like he has to like, it's like the comedy, it's like Benny Hill music and him in these bags, like you know.
He doesn't want to kiss his mom, and it's weird because she just wanted to do like a side kiss, what it looked like, and he was like, "Don't kiss me on the lips," and I'm just like,
I don't even talk about it. I really want to hear about
it. What just happened? Like, I don't know what's happening with 90 Day Alice, but that relationship is so weird, and she's over it at this point. And like, I forget that Paul is 35, 36 years old, because when she's calling him an idiot, I felt bad for him a little bit. But then I was like, you know what? This is a grown ass man. She's not talking to her 20-year-old son. She's talking to her 35-year-old son who went to another country with no money, got a woman pregnant, married her, got her pregnant, and then now wants to bring her back to the U.S. so that she and her husband have to take care of them.
Mm-hmm. No.
You're going to have to lay in your bed now because you went too far. We were willing to finance your trips over there and do certain things for you, but when you got married and then had a baby? Oh, no. Me and Father are not going to help you.
No, Father hates you.
Father's so ashamed.
Can you imagine if Alice and Debbie were in the same room? And like they had to like talk about like their fact that like they're both their kids
failed their sons.
Yeah, like the relationships with both their sons are so different, right? Like Debbie like obviously idolizes Colty. Like,
oh yeah,
he's on the biggest pedestal, like King Colty, and like Debbie's like, oh, I love you so. Here's some steak and eggs. Yeah. You know, like, and
they're best friends,
if not more. And Alice is like, oh, you could live or die.
No, but I don't even think Alice feels that way. I think she feels that way only when she realizes or remembers what a terror he is.
Yes.
Like, she's all about it, and she's like wants to help them, and then he does something crazy, and she's just like, fuck it. Why didn't we keep you on medications, bro?
Yeah, we should have. He probably still is. Did you watch that thing I sent you? Or no, did you watch the cameo? Yeah, you did. Yes. I have a cameo from him, and it looks like he's on ADD medication the whole time, right? I mean, he's your thoughts?
Yeah. I think he is on some kind of behavioral, like, whatever. Let's move on to.
Do you know that we still have to do the whole other thing, right?
It's yours. You can do whatever.
Okay, Angela and Michael.
Yeah.
I actually don't have like that much to say about them.
You don't have anything to say about. Well, damn it! I can't sit in this son of a bitch.
You love that. You loved it so much
because it's like I don't know how everybody's family structure is, but my parents don't cuss. Like they don't, and it's not that I don't know. Like my dad used to say substitute words like mother fire, like yeah, like when he was trying to like it's my parents don't cuss. And so to see like grown people just cussing willy-nilly around kids always like makes me giggle. Okay. It's just such a different dynamic.
Yeah. It's that Southern charm as I was talking about. That Southern gentility, Well,
gosh dang it, I can't sit in this son of a bitch. Just like, you just said a lot of cuss words in front of this 6-year-old. Like, you're not, Okay.
Do you feel bad that Skylar was like, yeah, I'll go if you get X, Y, and Z done, and then she's like, just kidding, I'm not gonna go.
I feel like Skylar's being a little bitch about it, and I don't understand why.
I think she's being a little bitch because she also like lives with her mom. Like mom like takes care of your kids all the goddamn time. So like maybe at some point, I think that Angela should be like, oh, you thought it was like a request?
Yeah.
It's a command.
Like Skylar went out and had 3 whole kids, and for some reason now is not with that person, and now this woman has Scotty's kids, her kids. She got to take care of her ailing mother.
Yeah, and who got that thing off her chin?
And the one good thing is that Skylar said that she wanted to stay there because of her grandmother, and that's the only part of it that I was like, okay, I guess that's valid.
But Scotty's out of prison, so Scotty can do it.
But will they let her in the U.S.? I mean, let her in Nigeria?
Oh, I might take care of the grandma.
Oh, yeah, she can. Yeah.
And her kids,
So she's like, I'm not doing it, Mama. I can't. And so then Angela calls Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael is like down to do whatever Angela wants. Because she was like, Michael, you awake? Skylar won't talk to you. And it's like Michael is like coming out of a dead Nigerian sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 3 a.m. over there, Nigerian time, and he is asleep. And she's just like, bling, 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 Michael, you awake? And he's like, what is it? What is the wrong? There's an emergency. And she's like, Michael.
You hit yourself? Oh, I wish I watched it. I was trying to put the other cast. Oh. I can't wait to watch that in the replay.
It was at an hour and something.
Okay.
Michael, Skylar won't talk to you. And he's just like, oh, Skylar, okay. Oh, camera, okay. Skylar, please come. We need you. Don't worry about anything. Good night. Like,
also, like, in what world is Skylar, who having said no to her mom, would be like, you had to put Michael on the phone? Okay. You got me, Big M. I'll do anything for you in that Nigerian accent. No, she's not going to be like, okay, Michael, if you ask sleepily. Okay. And also, like, side note is it sad that like Angela obviously has a favorite grandchild of that one that she took to like? I feel like at one point she's gonna be like, 50% of all my inheritance goes to Michael. And
Lynn J, thank you so much for the super chat.
Greetings from Seattle. You two look fantastic.
And Kalia, thank you.
Oh, Kalia, how beautiful, Lynn J and Kalia. We love you. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
What was I saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. She goes to the lawyer and she's like, 50% of my estate is going to go to Michael. Or no, 50% of the house is going to go to Michael. 50% is going to go to this one. I like this one the most. And Scotty and Skylar and all the other ones, like, fuck, But if my mom's still alive, she should get some nickel. Mom's not going to be alive, though.
Oh, yeah. She's really fast.
No. I'm surprised you did.
There's a situation occurring.
Okay,
I almost touched you. I haven't touched anybody in a long time.
Don't touch me. You can look, but don't touch.
Okay, so
anything else about these people?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, we have a whole other season of 90 Day People to go through. Okay, the other way. This has to be less. Okay, I don't know what we've been doing this whole time.
You guys want to hear about the other way? Ask them.
Yeah, they do. I already named the video of that. Okay, Devin and Jahoon. So this is like another I don't know how to name it. Anyway, so Jahoon is just like the fact that Devin would like even was that her saying her name? Devin. Diving for the right way for me to say this woman's name. The fact
you watched that whole season and you come out of it not knowing that girl's name.
I think I have auditory problems where I can't. I don't know. Is it?
Oh, okay.
Devin.
Devin.
Okay, then I'm just gonna pretend that it's actually that other A is gone because that's what fucks me up. Okay, so Devin, just like other people that we've seen, just keeps believing lies. In what world does she know? She knows that Jahoon doesn't have a job. No one gets a job and is like, I don't know how much I'm making. And it's like, this person, like, he's literally like failure to launch him. And he's another one of these like mommy coddled boys that like can't put two things together.
Except for his dad's in the picture, so it's really odd. And he has an older sibling who refuses to be on the show.
Oh yeah,
who's like doing stuff. His older sibling moves up and out. Yeah. Even his friends are like,
we don't want to know him.
He makes Korean men look really bad. Like Devin, like Jahoon, and it's so odd to see this type of person not be American. It's like, yo, they're in every culture.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. I mean, it's like a little Sumiti, and it's a little Asuelu-y. Sumit doesn't have a job. They're living in an abandoned warehouse. Asuelu.
Okay, I will not hear Sumit slander.
Obviously.
I will not hear Sumit slander.
Okay, but
he had a job. He had to quit to do the show.
It's been quitting for a minute, huh? So anyway, also Asuelu, like can't get it together, can't have a job. Like Moldovan, like where's his job? Not anywhere. So anyway, so she decides to bring her mom, honey, who, I mean, like that mom is trash. And I mean, like she is just to sit in that car and be like, why are we fucking going yet? Right? Are these next to people you have just met? Are you out of your mind? I would like, even Devin was like, oh, I would just be like,
and then she said, why am I sitting in the fucking front then? I'm sorry, what does the passenger side have to do with anything?
I think that she was being like, that I'm going to be upset by looking at the driving that has happening in this country. So why didn't you tell me to go in the back? And it's like, because she's not thinking about you. Just deal.
And also,
close your eyes.
Devin would rather be mad at Jihoon for having his family come to help him with all these people. They needed the two cars.
Yeah, they did.
And like, she's mad at Jihoon because she knew her mother was going to act a whole American fool.
Yes.
And so I'm just like, how's that Jihoon's fault? He needed help.
Well, he needs so much help.
But he needed help. Like, you're coming with all this stuff, the baby, the mom, like, they're just trying to show support. It's supportive. It's supportive for his parents to come to the airport to pick them up.
Yeah, it's actually probably a gesture in their mind of like politeness and and like welcomeness.
And she is just, I mean, I can't tell you how embarrassed I am. I mean, not that embarrassed because like, she's not part of my culture, but like she reminds me of some actress in the face. Like she's like a little Anna Nicole, like with that hard. How Anna Nicole had a hard face.
The mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's something like about it.
It scared me. Yes, and Drusilla doesn't even have this face.
Drusilla looks like a wet cat.
Oh, that baby. Yeah, Devin doesn't have her mom's face either. Devin, by the way, has a pretty good face. Like, if you go to like Instagram, like that person redid everything.
But Devin has a little bit. I can see her mom in her a lot. There's this part of the face, like when she smiles and it's like the teeth. But Drusilla also looks like she just scraggly. She looks like a wet cat when she gets on the plane and when she gets off the plane.
I just looked down and saw Miss Brown Sugar's comment. Wait, did I miss y'all discussing Michael's shoe size 15? Why? No wonder Angela is sprung. I did miss that.
I did. He's too small to have that big a foot.
15.
That's
wide?
Disgusting, bro.
He
can't find shoes at all.
Is it a clown with a floppy feet?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a small man. 15 wide?
That's crazy.
Is it Nigerian shoe sizes, and is that like a 10 in American?
Yeah. Julia says, do y'all think Devin's mom is disrespectful?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Julia, what have you been watching this last 5 minutes?
I think she's like I think that she needs some sort of validation that she also does. Yes, she is incredibly disrespectful to like curse, like, even if those parents don't speak English, like they can read your energy, and they obviously later on are like, in Korean, like these Americans are mad or upset or like they say stuff like that. Yeah, like you can't be like loud and horrible, and like I really hate. It bothers me when the Americans go to other places and expect it to be like America. Like, well, this isn't how we drive in America. Yeah, you're not in America.
Oh my God, London.
I mean, London is like still a white
stress of my life.
I know, but London's nothing.
I know it is. But I was stressed out in London. I can't imagine going to India. I'd have to keep my eyes closed.
No, yeah, India would be bad. Like I think that the Beirut was interesting. Rome was crazy. Like the way they drove in Rome is just. But I've never been to like Philippines, India.
Oh,
any sort of Asian country.
I mean, I just been to Guatemala and Belize, and there's not enough people on the road to drive crazy. I like to go to remote areas.
I don't know what that means. Is she like trying to like remote brag or like it's like some sort of like I don't know, something gross. Okay, Jenny and Sumit. So Jenny's dumb, but she's very lucky, I guess, in the sense that she really found someone, I guess, loves her, but I think he only loves her because she keeps paying him and, like, was the only person that supported him, like, getting, oh, my God. So you should know that Wah has a whole thing for Indian culture, Indian men. She, like, keeps watching Bollywood on her Instagram, which is fine, but, like, she, like, clumps them all together. So India, I guess, can ne'er do wrong, and Sumit is, I guess, in this. What? You just love Sumit that much? Why? Why is he, like, Jesus.
They actually love each other. This is real. It's real. Like he's fighting his family, all kinds of stuff for her, and he's not like a bum. Like and every time she comes there, he does what he has to do to make her comfortable. I mean, besides lying to her,
yeah,
he does what he has to do to make her comfortable. Like he really wants her to come live with him. He's not trying to get to America. Like it's not about that. It's just about them being together. He fights his whole family and whole structure of the way everything's supposed to be. And he always still tries to make things nice for her. I mean, think about all the other people when you come to the other countries, right? Sumit got her a really nice apartment that first time around. I was very impressed. He got her furniture. He was like, I want her to be happy and comfortable. No one has done that to any person who's gone to the other country.
He also got himself a nice mistress apartment where he was going to spend some time too away from, I don't know, the other family he has. That he like, you can get divorced there. So it's like.
It's not easy though. And both people have to agree or else they could, like marriages are for life there. They're written in a different way. They're seen as a different thing. Like he has to pay to get out of his wedding, not for the divorce. He has to pay her because it's tainting her that she's a divorcee. And like only a certain class of people can get a divorce and have it be like whatever. I don't think they're of that class. I mean, enough to where his family can pay $20,000. I don't think that I don't think that Sumit's family is poor by any standards. I think that they're a pretty well-to-do family in whatever part of India.
Okay.
Just from my observations and like.
What are you guys saying? Yeah, except that he had a wife. The sound. Sumit living double life. Apartment was nice, but seems like parents had backed away. Supporting Sumit now, he's on his own dime. I agree. I think that that's why there's such a drop in the quality of place that he could get. The sound is groggy. I don't know what to do about that. I'm really sorry about that. Sumit shouldn't have let Jenny sell her house. That's messed up. Yes. Yes, Daddy's static. What does that mean? I don't know how to fix this. It makes me sad. I mean,
do you want to stop it?
No, I want to.
Okay. All right, so let's just move on.
Okay, Armando and Kenneth. Arguing like so much arguing my favorite couple in the sense that they are so sweet and they feel so genuine. And Kenneth has the skin of a god. And you know when he like paused on his like beauty arsenal, like when he was like packing all his beauty supplies, I took a picture of it and I was just like, I gotta see what things are. But some of the labels were like turned around. I would be like, what are you using? Tell me it now. I had a burp. Tell me it now. Show me all your stupid beauty products that make you look like you are 25 and you are a 50 whatever-year-old white man.
He's 60. He looks better than every woman who's been on the show.
Or me.
Like he looks better than Angela. He looks better than Jenny. He looks better than baby.
What do you say next group? Okay, so all the worst ones, Danielle?
No, of that age group.
Okay.
Who's Danielle?
Danielle DePauli.
Oh, I didn't really watch that season. Like, I didn't watch it.
Did you guys gasp then when she asked me who Danielle was? I gasped.
Because I started watching it when it was Anfisa.
The reason why we're even talking about this show was because Danielle and Muhammad were there season 1. And specifically when Muhammad told Danielle that she had something wrong with her vagina is the reason why we're still watching the show, is because that was so that we all are like,
you're chasing the monkey trying to get.
Yes, we're all tracing the white dragon or tracing the little white rabbit trying to get the high that we all got when Muhammad told Danielle on live television that her vagina was bad, it smelled bad, or it had a medical problem within her vagina that was so grotesque she has to get it checked out. When that happened, we were all like, sign us up, for the rest of our lives we'll watch the show. Right? Am I wrong?
I wasn't there for that. I didn't start watching the show until Anfisa hit George.
Matthew said 100% agree. Danielle was the best and the only person that matters.
I don't want my sex tonight.
Oh my God, so true. Lindsay, go order the pizza, honey. I had taco or the Zanku chicken.
Okay.
So it's very sad that Armando had a very sad life because he was sheltered.
Did you hear about that whole crazy thing about his ex-wife and how she died?
Well, when he told us about the car accident, yeah.
Yeah. No, but did you hear, it wasn't just a regular car accident. So what happened is she found out, he told her that she was gay, right? He was gay. And they had been best friends for a long time. So really, she was his beard. They got married.
Yeah.
They had a kid.
Yeah.
And so when he came out as being gay, she flipped out and outed him to his family.
Right.
In order to get them some kind of inner seat. So he went back in the closet, but he was still trying to talk to her about it or whatever. And they got into an argument. And so instead of staying and just being in this argument with her, he just leaves and he gets in his car and drives. She hops in her car to follow him.
No.
And is driving erratic behind him, honking the horn.
No.
And so he's looking back and he's just like, what is she doing? And she dies in the car accident.
No, I did not know that.
Because she was coming after him to yeah. So it's more than just
that is trauma.
Yeah. He's he's had so much happen to him because he tried to be out beforehand. And that's why this time is such a big deal.
How'd you find that out?
He posted it on Instagram.
Oh Jesus! No, I did not know. That's really so.
It's so sad.
Scary.
Yeah.
Okay, that's horrifying. And so anyway, God bless. I don't know what to say about that. It's really sad. So we end up seeing a scene where he has to come out to his parents again, and his mom is just so crying and so why would you think that I wouldn't love you? And it's I don't know, because you guys told me that it was horrible to be gay my whole life, and then one time I came out, you haven't talked about it since, and I don't know, since that time I broke up with my wife and my wife died. I mean, there's a lot of shit that's happened. So, I mean, why did you think that? And then Kenneth keeps having to have family situations where all of his kids are just so sad and trying to mildly guilt trip him, which, at the same time, it's I kind of get because they're so sad that their dad's leaving, but they're also just kind of you can't leave us, nor Cooper. Remember Cooper? Don't you love Cooper? And Cooper's just yeah, hi. No, Cooper, I'm sad.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm did he raise them by himself? Not to say that his being gone is not as detrimental, but I'm y'all could go to Mexico and visit him.
Yeah.
And I get that they're worried that he's gonna be tarred and feathered or something horrible because of his sexuality, but he's a grown man.
Yeah.
And so I would be definitely sad if that were my parent leaving.
Oh yeah, I'd be devastated too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard situation of letting someone go that you love.
Also, why didn't they take him to the airport? Why did he drive off in a car?
Great question.
Where is he going?
I know.
He's in Florida.
Yeah.
He's not going to drive to Mexico. I don't understand.
Drop your car
why
off
is
and
he
then
just leave his car there? Why didn't they all just take him to the airport?
Is it a rental car?
It was very confusing.
Someone said, Brenda said, wouldn't you be sad if your husband was gay? Absolutely. I would be sad if my husband's gay. But I wouldn't be you're gay. I'm going to tell your parents so that they'll turn you back straight.
I mean, it's just a different culture. It's not, it's a completely different culture, and there's it's a lot. It's my dad is Central American, and I can tell you that the machismo runs through Central American men. And I'm not saying this is the same for Mexican men, but it's, same area, conquered by the same folks. And it's very machismo. So it's a different way of being. It's not as open as it is here. And even though it's not super open here as one would think, as it is in Sweden, but
she's saying she's Hispanic. Brenda, I would definitely be sad if my husband was gay. I would definitely not be happy, in the sense of I'd
especially
be sad
if I was
had a kid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
And I had no idea.
I'd be what?
I'd be devastated.
Yeah. I think that I know there'd be also a process of me understanding, hopefully, that because I understand how, being gay works in the sense of like you're born that way. And it's not just like a choice. And like there's probably like the social situations that made him feel like he could not be out, or maybe he would try and act straight and somehow it would come to him because there's like gay therapy, like the conversion therapy and stuff like that. So like knowing that those things are in play, I would have to try and isolate my own feelings towards him and my own regret, my own remorse about it, and like deal with whatever anger of betrayal or whatnot I felt. Or
but we also didn't say that she was wrong. Like we didn't say that she was wrong for being upset. Like I'm just stating the facts of what she did and how hard that can be for anybody. Like she went and outed him, which maybe to her wasn't the worst thing, but it is. So like I'm not saying she's this monster.
Hurt people.
Yeah, she's hurt. Like I would be hurt too. That's my best friend, and my best friend is telling me that like
father of my kid, my husband. Like Okay. So anyway, Kenneth and all his beauty products go to the airport, and Armando tells his parents that they're gonna move away and they're gonna have a kid. He's gonna move with his partner, and pretty much like, if you want to see us, it's because you're going to see both of us. And
the dad's like, I don't know if we can do that. And he's being respectful as much as he can to move away and to leave his business and his house so that he can be with Kenneth without shaming his family. And so, just like if I were to come back, like I would love for you to accept us both.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a precarious place to be. And I think that Kenneth and Armando just need to traverse it as safely as they possibly can.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the end of their segment.
There's 330 people in this room, pretty much. Ooh, what was that for deliberately 5 minutes? Can we get a little thumbs it up, guys, if you haven't yet? It's like turning on the light in the room. Like, I don't want to be in a dark room. You want to come in, making sure that light is flipped. So, thumbs it up.
Hey.
Thumbs it up.
All right.
Thumbs it up.
Hey.
Thumbs it up.
Hey. All right.
Thumbs it up.
Say it one more time.
Thumbs it up.
Hey.
Thumbs it up. Okay, Brittany and Yazin. Yeah.
Okay. So
people don't know what it's like to like go to different places and how different cultures act. And there's another running theme to me in this show, which is
I'm American.
I'm American, and I'm going to go and be with a man who's from a culture and then not understanding how that culture works. Specific, like,
he's from a country where they make foreigner tourists wear their religious, not even a hijab, but cover their hair. So they socialize, not socialize, what's the word? The country's morality is so involved in people's lives that two people who are not married can't stay at a public hotel for which they are paying for.
Yeah.
We are talking about a different level of conservatism. They don't care who you are or where you are from. When you come to their country, you will follow their religious and moral laws.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she thinks that she's going to go there, be given a learning curve, especially when she has all this opportunity to fix the curve. She don't need no curve. She's already been there. She's already met his family.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about it. Now, do I agree with him blowing up at her at the airport? No. Like, I think that was a little bit extra. And I think it's because he's so worried about her messing up that the first thing that she does is mess up. And so it makes him think that she doesn't give a fuck about him or his culture and that she's going to continue this behavior in front of his family.
Yes.
I think the way he should have handled it would have been like, hey, babe, I know you just got off the plane and you're tired and I love you and everything's great, but please make sure you don't hug any other men in front of my family and please put this alcohol away.
Don't even have it. I'm going to throw it away.
I'm going to throw it away, or here, give it to a crew member, something. But like the way he reacts as though she's fooled him, she's come there to make him look stupid. Like, because he's internalized it. He's feeling very guilty because he's promised his family that she was going to come there and she was going to slip into Islam and she was going to be a good Muslim wife. His mother is so devout that she didn't even allow her face to be filmed on camera.
It's it's hard because he keeps being like, Brittany, I want you to become Islamic. And she keeps being like, I like your shirt. You know, like, she's not saying, no,
Yeah.
I'll never be Muslim, or I'm not interested. I mean, maybe down the line, but like absolutely not right away. Like, she's not saying the things that she is, like, she's not saying what she would truly feel. So he doesn't know that she's not married. I'm sorry. He doesn't know that she's not divorced yet. Is the food here?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Our food's here.
Hi.
You know, like, yeah. So, okay. So yeah, because she won't say like, yeah, the divorce isn't happening yet. Like, I still have to get things. By the way, I don't want to be Muslim. Is that a problem? You know, like, all of that is true, right? That's how she feels, but she refuses to like acknowledge it. So like, he thinks that she A, wants to be Muslim, and B, that she's already divorced. Those are things that he's been told, as well as that he feels like he has told her, guess what, girl, we don't drink. We don't drink. And so for someone who doesn't drink, it's like, why would you drink? You don't need to drink. Are you addicted to, like, you know, like, why would you drink if it's a no-no? I've already said it's a no-no. And now you're on TV, where it's like, my family can see this, anyone can see this, is my family's name. Like, this, I think, is where he's coming from. So to have her show up with the alcohol is like it. I don't know if it's that or the hugging of the people. And I don't know, like, we didn't get to see the hugging. Like, was it just like, hey, Jack? Or was it like sort of flirty? Like, Jack, how are you?
I mean, she just got off a plane. I don't think she was that flirty.
Jack. You know, we don't know how it was. But that's where I think that, like, listen, do I think that it's good that he blew up at her? Like, absolutely not. But like, however, like, she has to have known like what was somewhat expected of her by going into this country that is not secular, like Law said. It's not the same. Like, you've already been there. Like, how do you not know this? It's just so crazy to me. How did one fly get in here? I'm so upset. So also, like, yeah, so they get in the car, and then, you know, like, she's just like, and then he's like, hello. Like, he'll at first say, like, they argue again. He's like, hullus, which is like, you know, stop it, enough. And she's like, he yells at her to the point that it's scary, and she's just like, fuck this. And then later on, he's like, hi. Don't get mad, remember me, you know. And then she's just like, get my bags. And he's like, you're not going to help me with your bags. She's like, no, get my bags.
I actually love that part. That is the best part of it, when she was just like, I'm not helping you.
Yeah. Also, people have said, and do you think that maybe is there something a little, I don't know what that was, homosexuality about him a little bit?
Oh, I didn't get that.
He could just be like, there's parts of like, sometimes I think there's something that can be a little hetero about anyone, any men. Like, so we don't know what's happening in like, there's sometimes the way he holds himself can be a little like interesting and effeminate or whatever.
It's because he has Bambi eyes with like a skinny skeletal face.
Yeah, she says it's Bambi eyes and skinny skeletal face. Like, you know, but like sometimes with his scarf, when he's in his like confessionals, there's just something like a little Brittany, I don't really know. This could be me being like somewhat homophobic, not homophobic, but sometimes, but like, that's not what I want to say, but like, maybe this is like discriminatory or like what, that I'm just like guessing something based on the way he holds himself. But people have said this, so I'm like, my fans, you guys, have told me like, you know, like that this is something that you thought about. So have you thought about that, or has it entered your mind?
I was just like, he's just too skinny. That's the one thing I kept thinking.
He's too skinny.
He's just too skinny. But he's really putting it all out online. I really feel like I really feel like she needed to get him to come to the U.S. And I know he can't, right? The travel ban and whatnot. But like, she can't go there and be her,
right?
And she's gonna cause a lot of problems. And she keeps saying, "I'm sorry, I'm not Muslim. I'm sorry that I don't know these things." And I'm like, that's not an excuse. You need to understand the environment in which you are going to live. And you can't take someone who is in such a moral and patriarchy type society and because he's cool with you over video chat and whatnot, you cannot expect him to understand your American ways in a way that's going to be accommodating to you in public in any way. Like maybe if when you guys are in the house and you're by yourselves, you may be able to run him around. But as soon as another member of his family shows up, you're not going to be able to run him around. As soon as you guys hit those public streets, you're not going to be able to run him around. And he's not going to have your side because he's not going to look stupid or incompetent in front of his family and the way he was bloody raised.
Yeah.
He was raised in a certain way, and you can't pull that core of how he was raised away from him, especially if his mother is subservient to his father. You think he's going to ever be subservient to you in that way? Absolutely not.
It's like, yeah, like you have to understand where you're getting a man from, what culture they're from, and how they are, and how like listen, they should do that to you, but at the same time, you should do that to them, you know, like, and especially if you're gonna go live there.
Yeah. Come on. And I don't think anything is wrong with them loving each other. I'm not saying that she is like that they're wrong for each other or that he's wrong and she's right. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that she's going to his territory and trying to like be American there.
Yeah.
And like skid out and do little things. And I'm like, not only are you not from the right family, you're not from the right religion, and you're not the right race. Like there's a lot of things running up against you and his family accepting you. So the least you could do is be the best Muslim wife. Or
not even go there.
Yeah.
Because you actually know that it's not for you.
Right.
You want to drink a tequila. You want to be able to drink tequila any night, all the nights. That's what you want to do straight, which is what she's doing, honey. She's like that.
I was like, was that a night or what?
She just like was like
took it to the
I mean, you know, I can't do that.
Not a lime to be found. And there are lemons in Jordan.
Or like Coke or something, a little something, a little tequila and Coke.
Well, first I was like, there's no Coke in there. No, but I understand now you don't need cocaine.
Mixer, honey. So, yeah, like if that's what if you want to be a rapper and drink tequila, honey, God bless it. And if you like, just find a man that's gonna like ride with you there. He's not it.
Yeah,
he's already told you what he wants. It's for you to be Muslim.
And encapsulate everything that his family desires so that he doesn't look stupid in front of his family. So he could still have you but not bring shame to the family.
Yeah.
To the entire family.
Yeah. All the aunts, all the uncles, all the cousins.
Yeah, they own a fish market. They've got a name.
Okay, we have 2 more couples left. Can you believe it? Was that how do you say that person's name?
Melissa.
Oh yeah, Melissa and looks weird right there. And Tim. Tim cheese stick.
There's a fucking person cheese on the grass with a cat crawling in the grass. And I don't have anything to say about this person.
So he, has been through it. He got in trouble with like drugs or something. He's got
Chris, I can't even talk about this person got 24 days in prison and 3 years probation for breaking into cars. If he were black,
you're right.
He said breaking and entering into vehicles. That is a big crime. Like
more than one vehicle.
Yeah.
Also, he said vehicles.
A string of them.
Yeah.
Was he on drugs? Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was he? I assumed that he was.
Yeah.
And he only, I can't talk about it.
So then, he gets that happens to him, and then he goes back, and he goes to college, and he meets her, and then she's an au pair, and then she has to leave, and so to a different part of America, and then he cheats on her, and then she's like, ugh, and he's like, but it's only to be with me, and she's like, and then he's like, so come here, and she's like, no, I'm not gonna come here, and just wash your ass, cheat on me again, no, you come here. And so he's like, well, I guess I gotta go there. Mm-hmm. So then he has a meeting with his friends, and
his friends love her.
They're like, oh, you could live or die. We hate you.
Yeah.
And how dare you do this to our friend Melissa?
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally your whole, the whole purpose of having you in our lives was to get to Melissa.
Yeah.
So you've wronged
our friend.
You see how hot she is?
Yeah.
Did you see how hot she is, cheese stick? And you fuck that up? You try to fuck that up? It's like how I feel about Ed. He was married to a normal looking woman. And he cheated on, and this woman gave birth, as women do, the goddesses that we are, gives birth to your seed. And by the way, it's a normal looking seed. And then you have the audacity to cheat on her.
It's just funny. I'm being catfished right now, and I fully know it. And Chris is so upset that I'm being catfished.
Weren't you upset when Yolanda kept being done? Listen, Juan knows that
I know.
But just like Yolanda
this person did it to me, I was like, you guys, I think I'm being catfished.
I was like,
and I was so excited for it. I was so excited. And, oh, girl, I got to talk about it one day. Go ahead.
You know what I want you to do? I want you to
do a live where I just talk about it. Do a video where I talk about how
or bring him on to Catfish, or bring him on to 90 Day Fiancé. What, bring him on to, but bring him on to, we don't know what country he's from, but we don't think it's America. I mean, I don't think it's America, but you could bring him on to Catfish with me. He's also low-key just like Yolanda, pretending to be a muscly man.
He's pretending to be a fucking hot, dark-haired,
gay porn star.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, actually gay porn star.
Because we reverse image search, because that's the first thing you're gonna goddamn do.
Yeah.
We find out this person is a gay porn star from Brazil who has an OnlyFans.
And he's slightly rude to me. He just keeps saying things that makes me think he's not American, because he's just saying things that are aggressive or a little abrupt, and I'm like, So, anyways.
Okay, last one is Benjamin Ari.
Ariella.
Stop it.
Ariella.
She's a very interesting looking girl.
An American, you hear about Jewish American princesses.
This person, look at this person's face.
She looks like her dad. Jewish American princess. I've never actually seen this person, and then I saw her. Her father has his own practice. The mother is the nurse. Okay, so a private practice. They make a pretty good living, to the point where she has traipsed around the world, doing whatever, digging trenches, fucking doing whatever her little heart desired, and then got married in Colombia or somewhere in South America to somebody, lived there, moved there, and then was like, oh, it's not working, and then moved home and divorced him.
First of all, thank you for that super chat. Marianne, thank you. That's so nice. We appreciate it. Thank you. I should appreciate it, because I'm gonna take it all my money. Anyway, I love you. So Ari is just gone everywhere, honey, and she saw this baby, by the way, did you hate okay, we're gonna talk about baby in a second, but whatever her name is, Ari. Okay, so she sees this person and it's hi, how are you?
Have I seen you? Do we know each other?
And he was just call me. And she's good, I have a phone, that can happen. So then just fall into bed, which means they just bone a lot without a condom, as one does.
She gets pregnant. She's like,
what? Oh, my dad's a doctor, but no one told me how babies come.
I've been married and everything. Mm-hmm.
So, but he knows how babies come.
Because he's already done it before with an American woman.
What? I saw a bunch of there's a bunch of footage of, I think it was his first wedding or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a little tea about it you can find online. I don't know what it is yet. I'll look it up later and I'll tell you guys. But so the whole thing is she wants to have the baby in Ethiopia where he lives, because she wants him to be there and have immediate connection to the baby, their skin to skin contact or whatever, how it seems. She wants him to be present, which I think is a noble thing. But in Ethiopia, the healthcare isn't as maybe up to date or whatever, as comfortable. No, who knows? Well, this is what they're shoving down our throats. Isn't as comfortable as the ones in America, chiefly epidurals aren't easy to get, or people don't know how to do it really well.
She asked her mother if her mother was bringing an epidural, and I was like, does she not understand what an epidural is and how that is a specific situation? You don't just bring it.
You might carry on.
Yeah, it's not oh, you're about
put
150 pounds. This is how much you get. No, girl, it's a whole spinal situation. It's a giant ass needle in your spine, and they got to know how much to give you and how much not to give you.
And she's a small girl, probably not a lot, but I'm not quite sure. You better give me, and I'm looking at you, you better give me the lion's share of the epidural. Again, you want to feel everything?
Mm-hmm.
What? Mm-hmm. You want to have a natural birth?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I want to feel it. I don't dislike pain. I'm okay with pain.
you want to have a doula and everything, or you want to?
I would like to have a midwife. Doulas cost a lot.
Okay.
Whereas, like, you can get an RN midwife. Like, Kaiser has that, and that's the place I have.
Okay.
And so, like, yeah, you can. And if your insurance will do, like, a birthing center, like, Kaiser has, like, some places that have, like, specific, like, those kind of birthing centers. I don't think it's near me, but that's what I want to do. If I had an extra $5K to hire a doula, I would do it.
What are you gonna do with the placenta? You're gonna like freeze it afterward and make pellets out of it? You're gonna eat it? You're gonna put it in a smoothie? No. Okay. Oh, didn't know that about what? All natural, you know? Ha ha ha, crystal horrified. It's just like, why? Yeah, I'm just like,
I want to feel it. Like, I feel like it's what so many women did prior to like 1982 or whatever.
Kitty, natural birth is easier to heal from. Why?
I don't know. I know somebody. I met somebody at a wedding who had the epidural, and the percentage of women who come out with nerve damage, she was that percentage. She couldn't even hold the baby. Like, when she could only like carry herself when she was walking. Like, her husband had to be everywhere to carry the baby because she was like worried that she wasn't gonna feel something and fall.
C-section is major surgery. Oh, Kitty, but we didn't talk about C-section. C-section is major. Yeah. We're not talking about C-section. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, if I do have to have a C-section, of course I'm gonna fucking. They numb you from the bottom down. I'm talking about like regular vaginal birth.
She wants no.
I want no epidural.
Yeah, and I'm saying I want one, and I want them to sew me back up immediately. I thought you were saying that you have to recover from an epidural, which I was like, oh my God, you guys tell me. Like, I feel like I've learned a lot about feminine stuff from my subscribers. Yes. Specifically, remember when we were talking about, epidural, when we talked about that, but also like when like Angela like had a phantom period.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, also I was like, you still get a period? And people can't. And people are like, oh, I had periods until I was like 68. And I was like, what? And I was like, couldn't believe it. Anyway, so Baby is in Ethiopia, and he, can you believe it or not, is a rapper, person that's trying to make music, and his like song is like dancey. Did you hear that song?
No.
I was like, we don't know if we can do another like person who's like refers to someone named Baby and then also like a musician. I don't know if we can do it. I really don't. I don't know if I can. It's very hard for me. I've already had enough. But yeah, so that's what she's planning on doing. Her mom's coming. She has to say goodbye to everyone. She's like more excited. She's more excited to say goodbye to her dog than her nephew. Her nephew like also is like
pissed.
Her nephew is not like Cooper. Like Cooper from like Kenneth and Cooper. Cooper's like, you can go, that's fine. But like her nephew's like, I won't even look at you. I won't even talk to you.
Yeah.
I have nephews that did that to me. I'd be so sad. I'd be like, you're right, I can't go. I won't go. It's just me. Baby is a horrible rapper, much worse than Usman. Makes Usman look like Dr. Dre. That's good. They said he wants to be an MM fighter. He's an MM fighter. He's a bar dancer. He's a personal trainer, rapper. I mean, at one point they said a choreographer very early on. There needs to be a one rapper per season limit. There's just too, it's hard to decipher them is when there's too many. I said no pain meds, natural labor, like wow, went up like Chris 3-day labor. They put me on everything. So be flexible in your plans. LOL. Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna be flexible. And they're gonna be like, well, let's just wait and see if you want those drugs. And be like, I want them. I want the drugs before I even go into the hospital. Like whatever I can get, you put them on me.
I want to do like sounds beforehand. Like I want to stay at home as long as. I'm high risk.
Sounds?
I would be high. Yeah, there's like a birthing sound that you can listen to that helps you breathe. It's like your sound bath, but for like women who are in labor.
Is it like those tones? Like what is it?
I think it's tones, and it's like someone calmingly talking to you.
You can do this.
Yeah. And then the thing is, though, like I would be high risk, like a geriatric pregnancy. So I don't know that I would be able to stay at home as long as I would want to. I'm going to be geriatric as well. Okay. So, here's the deal with Baby. Baby didn't know why his parents died, which I find to be real crazy. So they
both died of a disease, and he's like, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Just like, what disease is that? So Baby is called Baby because he's the youngest. His parents died. He said when he was young, but he's like 14, which I was like, you should know everything that happened. But, maybe it's a different culture and they don't explain things. And it's like, kids, if you don't know things, that's what it is. And so he was raised by his siblings. I don't know, raised, but like they took care of him for the last couple years. And he is just kind of been allowed to do whatever. His friends are worried about Ariella because he's already been in this position before. And they say that the woman just went crazy and her whole attitude changed. And I'm like, I feel like it's because baby didn't have a pot to piss in and expected her to live a certain lifestyle in Ethiopia that she probably was like, fuck this, I don't have to live this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know how often he's seeing his child. He makes it seem like she's kept the child away from him.
Yes.
And I don't agree with that. But I mean, like, if you could have a more comfortable life living in the US with your family, why wouldn't you do that?
You know, maybe he's allowed to come visit the baby, but he doesn't have the money to because, you know, it's expensive to just fly to America. Like,
but yeah, like
there is a deep dive we can do about this. I think there is information.
Because he doesn't even live, like, the place where he lives, like, I'm like, if your wife and child left, like, a year ago, why was she helping you pay the rent? Is that why you had to move in with your brother? Or did you have her living in there with your brother?
That's a great question.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if it were me, I'd be like, I've been here for how long and I had your kid and we still don't have our own place? Like, I know it might be hard to do it in those countries, but then I would be like, oh yeah, it's really hard to do it here. Guess what? I'm gonna go someplace where it's less hard for me.
Yeah.
So
and your kid.
Yeah, like why would I stay? Why would I, that's why I think why I like Sumit so much, because as much as he did what he did to her, at least her fucking living situation was nice. I don't know. I can't be living in someone's house with a broken toilet. Like I can't. Not for all time. Nope.
Well, we've done it. It's an hour 45, but we talked about 2 full seasons of Couples. I think that I don't know, I'm trying to think of who I'm more into or whatever, right? I thought I was going to be more into the other way, but I think I'm more into Happily Ever After now.
I'm definitely more into the other way.
I know. I feel like I knew I was going to say that. It's just that I don't really care about, like Cheestic and Annalisa or Melissa, and I don't really care about Ari and Baby yet. But maybe like it'll bring some drama in which I'll care about them.
I care about Jihoon and Devin because it's so interesting and crazy. I also care about
Armando. I care about them, but they're not dramatic. I mean, they're like there's drama that's happened in the past, but like they're not like. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna fight.
They can't be dramatic. I don't think they can be. I think we need to just see a story of people who love each other get through a situation together. Okay. Like I don't think we need the extra added drama, especially when they're in a place where it isn't as comfortable for them to live. So I think their storyline is going to be about them surviving and Armando being in a same-sex relationship for the first time in his entire life, like in public. Like he's going to have to live and like raise his daughter, and all that stuff.
Yes. They're too classy for 90 Day. I agree. I mean, as we've seen, these people are trashy, just like Devin's mom,
That's why I'm interested in seeing her act a fool.
I guess like it was interesting that both moms were like, "Why are you guys living here? Like, you did not. You should have looked and saw this place before."
And Jihoon's like,
"I don't do anything."
And it's just like, yeah, that's the thing. Is like watching Jihoon just like bumble through this whole situation is going to be interesting. I don't care about Cheestic and Melissa at all.
No.
But also Colty and Larissa are kind of getting on my nerves because I don't think they belong on Happily Ever After. I think Colty should be on like Before the 90 Days or 90 Day Fiance or something because he's starting a whole new relationship with Jess. So it's like Happily Ever After? No. Or he needs to be on What Now? I think like Larissa definitely needs to be on What Now?
Yeah.
But they both don't need to be on 90 Day Fiance.
That's absolutely true. I think that they want, that's absolutely true. It's weird.
Yeah. And I know they're just probably going to bring them back together for drama, but for right now, they're separate. Colty's going to Brazil.
Of course, the only reason why Larissa is calling Colty's girlfriend. First of all, how the hell would you even get her number?
Yeah.
The producer is being like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah. It's like they're just creating this drama and we don't need it. Put them in What Now? I mean, it'll bring some energy to What Now?
Yeah.
But like, we don't need them in this. It's too many couples. Like Tanya and Sinjin, yes, okay, Happily Ever After. The rest of them are fine. It's too much. It's 7 couples because of Colty and Larissa.
Yeah. I think it's because they did create so much drama off screen and Instagram because we knew that like I think I remember things. I don't want to say what happens, but like I think I know what happens between Halsey and these three. So like I think that's why. Maybe I don't know because like things were so poppin'. Maybe they need to bring a little poppin' flavor
to it.
Baby Booze, we're going to leave you because we have to eat this chicken. Gotta eat this chicken.
Yeah, it looks so good.
It's actually, you didn't get any chicken. I only got chicken. We got hummus and tabbouleh and something called lul, which is kefta, and a shish kebab for me. And we love you guys, and we're so thankful that you're here. And we're so thankful to hang out for the first time in a long time, taking as many precautions as possible, but also just like hanging out. So doing our best at this time. We appreciate you so much. We are so thankful that you spent some time with us. And Kristen's here. Oh, the very end. We love you too. That's my baby cousin. Anyway, God bless you and your fam. I hope that you stay healthy and happy and do what you have to do. And take care of yourselves and each other. Oh, wait, I should say this. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Chris L. Farah. And I have a private Facebook group where I always post when I'm going to go live. It's called Vanity Farah. This person is
Wahima. You can find me on Instagram as Just Call Me Wah.
Wahima. Anyway, so yeah, now I can say my thing. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art. Okay, bye. Look cute, look cute, look cute, look cute. Okay. No, I didn't do it. Okay, and